What if I told you that Apple just made a decision about the iPhone 18 Pro that completely changes their 2026 strategy? While everyone's focused on what Apple might add to their next phone, the real story is what they are choosing not to change. The iPhone 18 Pro just hit a major milestone that most people do not even know about, and this milestone tells us exactly how Apple plans to dominate 2026. Today we are breaking down why Apple's warring approach might actually be their smartest move yet. Plus, we got some surprising news about pricing that could save you hundreds of dollars. Let me start with the big news that just dropped. According to a report from Fixed Focus Digital on Weibo, the iPhone 18 Pro has officially entered test production. Now you might think, okay, so what? Phones get tested all the time. But here is why this matters more than you think. This is not just any testing phase. This is engineering validation. Apple is working with their main suppliers right now to check assembly efficiency, component fit, and production rates. They are looking for any problems before the full production lines start running later this year. In simple terms, the design is completely locked in. But here is the part that's catching everyone off guard. The supply chain reports are saying Apple is sticking with the same titanium design they have been using. No major frame changes, no new materials, and no dramatic body redesign. And before you think Apple is getting lazy, let me explain why this is actually brilliant. By keeping the titanium structure the same for 2026, Apple gets higher manufacturing success rates and better quality control. Their engineers already know this design inside and out. This means Apple can focus on what really matters, the internal improvements. We are talking about the next generation A-series chip, better heat management, and tighter internal integration. All of this benefits from using a chassis that Apple has already perfected. This is what I call refinement mode at its peak. But here is where Apple gets creative for people who want something that feels new. Mark Gurman from Bloomberg reports that Apple is testing a brand new deep red finish for the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max. This is not just a random color choice. Last year's bold orange Pro model was hugely popular, especially in China. People compared it to luxury tones used by high-end brands like Hermes. Apple noticed that color now drives more upgrades than almost any other single feature. This deep red, likely a sophisticated burgundy tone, is being positioned as the new premium finish. When you combine that grade 5 titanium with a deep luxury color, you do not need a new shape to make it feel like a statement piece. But there is a bigger strategy at play here. By keeping the iPhone 18 Pro design familiar, Apple creates a clear difference between their regular flagship and the upcoming iPhone Fold. This creates a smart product lineup. The 18 Pro is for people who want the best traditional smartphone reliability. The Fold is for people looking for something completely different. It is a clever approach that lets Apple serve both markets without confusing customers. Now let's talk about something that might surprise you, the price. While everything else in 2026 is getting more expensive, new reports suggest the iPhone 18 Pro might stay exactly where the iPhone 17 Pro started. No price increase, no $1,500 starting price, just the same $1,099. But as always with Apple, there's more to the story. And Jeff Pu, an analyst who follows the supply chain closely, just released a research note. He says Apple is focused heavily on cost management. They want the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max to launch at the same starting prices as the 17 Pro. For those keeping track, that's $1,099 and $1,199. In a world where advanced chips and AI features are driving costs up, this sounds almost too good to be true. By the way, do you think Apple is actually being generous here, or is there a catch? Let me know in the comments. So how do you build a 2026 flagship without raising the price? You play hardball with suppliers. Apple is reportedly in tough negotiations with Samsung and SK Hynix right now. Memory prices for both DRAM and storage are going up fast. Usually, Apple would either accept lower profit margins or raise prices. This time, Pu says they're fighting for better deals. They are using their massive buying power to force component prices down so we do not have to pay more. But here is the technical challenge they face. The iPhone 18 Pro is expected to debut the A20 Pro chip. This is the big move to the 2nm manufacturing process. Historically, every time we jump to a smaller, more efficient process, the manufacturing cost per chip goes up significantly. If Apple keeps the price at $1,099 while moving to 2nm and adding new camera hardware, they are accepting much lower profit margins per phone. That is a massive strategy shift for a company known for high margins. You might wonder why they would do this. The answer is simple: the ecosystem. Apple knows that someone with an iPhone 18 Pro is someone who will pay for iCloud Plus, Apple Music, and maybe even premium Apple Intelligence features. By keeping the hardware price reasonable, they ensure you stay locked into their ecosystem of services. Ming Chi Kuo is backing this up, saying Apple is doing everything possible to avoid a price increase. They want as many of these phones in people's hands as possible on day one, but do not celebrate just yet. Starting price is the key phrase here. Remember when the Pro Max jumped to 256 GB base storage? Apple could keep the price the same but offer less storage on the base Pro model, or they could move more Pro features behind higher storage tiers. They are masters of the upsell strategy. So while the sticker price looks great, the version you actually want might still cost extra. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this breakdown helped you understand Apple's strategy, hit that like button. Share this video with anyone who's wondering about Apple's future plans. And make sure to subscribe because we will be covering every leak and rumor as we get closer to the official announcement. Until next time, see you tomorrow in the next video. Goodbye.